Hi guys, welcome to another Learn Electronics Repair video. So this turned up today all the way from Belgium. It's a graphics card sent in by one of the subscribers, Lewis. Hi Lewis, how are you mate? So you're pleased to see this is here, yeah? Okay, so Lewis sent this in. He says it's a GTX 1080 Ti. So let's see what's in the box. Gigabyte hours. So this is Lewis's graphics card. GTX 1080 Ti. Doesn't, well, he says that's what it is. It doesn't seem to specifically say on it. But yeah, okay. So yeah, very nice. There it is. So Lewis tells me that this. He says he doesn't know what's wrong with this, but it might be dead. Which makes me think maybe this has come from like spares or repair. So Lewis, if you're watching this, if you could get into the comments below and just let us know about the history of this card. But in the meantime, seeing as we know nothing about it, we'll just have to take this as an unknown quantity, yeah, and start from the beginning. So before I do anything with it, let's just check the main voltage rails. So just get a test meter. Okay, and let's zoom down on it. So the first thing we're going to do is go into just normal ohms range, and let's have a look at the incoming voltages on the PCIe. So on the first three fingers, of course, we have 12 volts. And we don't have a short, there's no short there. Then the fourth one in from the notch, 1, 2, 3, 4, there's 3.3 volts, and that's reading 32 kilo ohms, so we don't have a short there. Now let's have a look at the 8-way. There's two 8-way connectors on here. So let's just have a look here, see if we have any shorts, and I'll just balance the meter on top of there so we can see it. So let's have a look. One side is obviously ground anyway, and the other side isn't ground anyway. So there's no short there. No short there. There's no shorts on here. I think this one's ground anyway. No, it isn't. Okay, so there's no shorts on any of these, yeah. So that looks okay. So we don't see any short circuits. Next one, and this is on my list of things to try straight away now, is on this side of the board, pins 3 and 4, sorry, pins 2 and 3, which is the PCIe lane, the first one. Okay, let's have a look. Well, 3 and 4, and they both read the same. Yeah, that's ground on 2. So pin 3 and pin 4, and they both read the same. That's the first transmit line on the PCIe, the first lane. So that's the pins that the graphics card replies back to the computer with, if it's working, or at least it's reporting that the GPU is there. On the other side then, after the notch, pins 2 and 3. So this is the reference clock, or ref clock. That's reading 0.982. And that's reading the same. Are they shorting together? No, they're not shorting together. So that's there. If you see a short circuit here, or they're shorted to each other, or the open circuit, then basically this graphics card would never ever reply back to the PC. Well, let's just be sure if pins 3 and 4 here, are they short together? No, they're not shorted together. So there's no obvious problems there. So the next thing we're going to do with this then is to open it up and check the generated voltage rails on board, you know, the 1.8, the 5, the PEX, and the core and RAM, yeah? So let's have a look at those. Just mention, this does look like it has one missing, so this looks like it's been taken off before. Also, these look a little bit worn, if you see what I mean, like it's been taken off before. They seem to be, you know, I'm not sure if they're actually yeah, they are Phillips, they're just worn. Yeah, so this has been off here before, so I think we can say for sure this has been somebody else's problem previously, yeah. unless it's been repaired previously successfully, we don't know. So let's take these off here, let's have a look, see what we have. I mean, these screws are so worn, they almost look like they're like hex key, yeah, but they're not. Okay, and that one was missing anyway. This one we can take off. So with a bit of luck, we can now get the back plate off this. We need a bit. We need a bit more luck than that. It looks like some screws coming through from the other side, but we might be able to get the heatsink off. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So it's off. First thing I note, there isn't much in the way of heatsink compound on the GPU. Yeah, and there isn't much in the way of heatsink compound on here either. So that doesn't look particularly clever. Let's just disconnect the fan assembly. And then, as I expected, there's a few screws we can now take off from this side to get the back plate off. You would kind of assume that because this has a back plate on that's covering almost all of the board, there's not going to be any like little components that are being knocked off due to rough handling. But kind of assume, and actually what you find are not always the same things in this game, yeah. Kind of assume, and what you found are not always the same thing. Okay, a couple more screws to go, and then we can let's make a visual inspection on this. Let's see if we can see anything that stands out first, and if we can't, then let's have a look at some resistances. Okay. Okay. One a little bit more of this one, it's a little bit longer than you thought. Okay, so that's off. So this now should come off the back of here. That's the plan. That's straight. It doesn't come off the back of here. Oh, it does. It does. It's held on by all the various pads. Yeah, and that looks nice and clean, basically. So we can see that we're sitting there. Okay. So let's have a look at this board. Let's have a quick look around it, and let's just see if we can see any obvious problems with it. Okay, guys. Well, I see a problem straight away, and that's the GPU. It looks like this has come all the way from Belgium, only to be pronounced dead on arrival. Yeah, you can clearly see that it's kind of like bubbled here and here, and the same here. And this is almost certainly due to some monkey with a hot air gun, yeah. Around there as well, you can see it. And I suspect not only will we see the actual damage, let's just get a bit of a, let's zoom in on this a bit, let's have a good look. I suspect not only will we see damage here, but we'll also be able to spot some short circuits. Looking around this, if you've not taken these capacitors off as well. Yeah, there, you see that in the middle, now that bubbling, yeah, and it's obvious here, and it's obvious here. So I think this is going to be dead. I think it's going to be a dead GPU. Okay, let's zoom back out and let's go over to the overhead camera and let's take some resistance measurements. Okay, let's go through the motions then anyway. So I'm expecting, if this has got a short circuit GPU, that we're going to have a problem on the PEX rail being low resistance to start with. Well, let's see, I think that's his PEX, I don't know these cards. So this is RAM. So 68 ohms, that seems quite a reasonable reading on RAM, yeah. That seems fine. What type of RAM is it on this, out of interest? Let's find my torch, one moment. What RAM's this one? There's a funny little logo that I don't particularly recognise. It's like an M. That thing there, can you see it? Funny little logo. I'm not quite sure what it is. Anyway, 68 ohms. Doesn't seem unreasonable. Well, this has got a short on it, whatever this is. This hasn't. Which way round is this way round? Just see it goes this way round. This hasn't. So this is reading short, this one. Okay. These are the 12 volts coming in. So these are just filters. And there's no shorts here. That's fuses here. Yeah. In fact, I can just check the fuses. Yeah, it reads okay. Reads okay. So this one has a short. Does this one have a short as well? Okay. Yeah, it certainly does. So I'm pretty confident, if somebody knows this card will know, one of these will be 1.8 and one of these will be PEX, yeah, and they both go to the GPU. What's on these? These are also going on the V core. We might find an odd one somewhere which is memory controller. So have a look. Well, it's a bit hard to say on the GPU, but let's have a look if we can play with a new toy here. So this turned up a couple of days ago. In fact, no, yesterday. Turned up yesterday. A new toy that I've ordered. So this is a micro ohm meter, MILLIOHM meter, yeah, and it's for measuring very low resistances. And I'm going to make a review of this, but let's have a play with it. Let's see if it will actually read this GPU and tell if it really is actually short or not. So this is the new toy. Vici, or Vici, I guess if you're Italian. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be smaller than this in actual fact. There's a handful of leads and some straps which we probably don't need. A bit of focus which I'm sure we do need. And well, an instruction book, yeah, an instruction book. But we're not going to worry. We're not going to bother with that. This is what it is. VC480C. Yeah, that's what the thing is. And I bought this to see if we can use it for short circuit finding. So let's have a look at this. It comes with, I've used similar things to this before. It comes with 4 leads basically. Yeah, it just obviously comes off here one way or another. There we go. And it obviously needs some batteries and it needs focusing a bit more. So I'll stick some batteries in it and then let's see what this thing actually does. Wow, this thing takes some batteries. Oh no, not quite so many. There's no like connections in the end. Even though they marked for the batteries to show it would take 8 batteries, it only takes 6. Yeah, but it takes 6 batteries. That's okay. So armed with a handful of batteries, let's see if we can stick them in this thing. I'm guessing these are the right size. Do they go in easily? Well, yeah, they do sort of go in easily with a bit of effort. Yeah, they go in easily with a bit of difficulty. So it goes in there. I'm going to throw caution to the wind. I'm not going to read the instruction book or anything. I'm just going to stick the things in. Yeah. I hope this thing's not heavy on batteries, you know, in use. You know, so they're all in. So we now have 6 batteries. Does it switch on? Oh yeah, it does. Oh. Okay, let's put the back on and let's see what it does. Having used things like this back in the 1980s, never owned one myself. You have 4 leads, and these are these funny little connectors on. I would have thought they'd come with probes, but that's how they come. And they're just connected together, yeah. So, yeah, voltage minus, current minus, voltage plus, current plus. Yeah, you can see the markings on it. And you can't see them very clearly, but that's what they are. So, basically, it sends the current down 2 of the wires, and then it measures the voltage on the other 2 of the wires. And the wires join together at these ends. So basically what that means is that you won't see any resistance at all in the leads, yeah. So if we put this on to, well, it goes down to 20 milliohms. Let's go down to the sensitive end of it, yeah. Let's short them together. Okay. Oh, it's got a light as well. Look at that. Wow. And then I'd say we have to 0 it. Oh, and then they all flirt off again. So let's go again. So we can take this down to like 0.00 milliohms, yeah. That's like 10 microohms. It does have a 0 on it. A little bit fiddly, but okay. It's a new toy, yeah. It's a new. I like new toys. I do like new toys. Okay, so that's zeroed. So let's read the core on our board now. Let's actually see what it's doing. Okay. And I think I might need to do something, you know, about these leads, these probes. But let's stick the black one onto ground. Let's clip it on. It's clipped on, yeah. Let's stick this on these coils and see what we actually see. Well, it's more than 20 milliohms. It is just 20 milliohms, yeah. So we'll go to the 2 ohms range. Get onto it again. 0.18 of an ohm. Yeah, 19 milliohms, yeah. 2.6. Is this thing sensitive enough to even see the resistance of the coil? Wow, yeah, it is. Ho ho ho! This can actually see which side of the inductor coil the short is. Yeah, look at that. I might have to do something about these probes, but yeah, it certainly can. Well, that means higher. 21. 21. Yeah, and this side of reading, well, 17.7. Is this the same? Well, that's strange because that seems to have a short on this side of it. Yeah, that has it on that side of it, definitely. I like this. It's a new thing. I'll make a review of this, and I've also ordered a much cheaper milliohm meter, the cheapest one I could find. I've ordered this one, and I'm going to do a comparison. The other one will be in the next week or two. Yeah. So let's go on to these other 2 voltage rails, which I'm assuming are 1.8 amperes. So there's a short here. Yeah, there's a short here. 0.0, that's like milliohms, that's like 0.033 of an ohm, yeah. And where was the other one? This one? Yeah, 0.046 of an ohm. Okay, very short video. First time out for this, and I like this already. And we've got one toasted graphics card that's come all the way from Belgium. And that's it. Okay, and this is the back of the board as well, just behind the GPU. Looks like there's a bit of flux on here. You can see residues of flux on the board. I'm confident that a monkey. We've had a monkey. We've got a monkey again, guys. Monkeys with hot air guns. Yeah, trash graphics cards. Okay, Lewis, I'm really sorry, mate, but there's absolutely nothing I can do with this graphics card. I know you went to the expense of posting it all the way over from Belgium to me. But it's dead on arrival. So a couple of things. Be interesting to know if you could let us know the history of this card, because it kind of helps to build up for all of us here. I'm sure I'm not just speaking for myself. It helps us to build up a sort of a picture of what's going on with these cards in the market. And yeah, let me know what you want to do with it. As you know, the rest of you guys I'll just mention, I'm currently offering a no fix, no fee service. So this costs Lewis absolutely nothing apart from the postage. So yeah, let me know, mate, what you want to do with it. I'm sure it's good for RAM chips and stuff. The RAM looked okay. Probably make a nice donor board if you want to discuss that with me. Otherwise, I'll send it back to you, and then well, it's yours to do with as you wish. Maybe if you're doing repairs yourself, keep it as a donor. Okay, guys, that's the end of that one. Very short video, but I'm sure there'll be some interesting comments and the comments below. Yeah, so looking forward to hearing from you all, and see you all soon. Adios, chicos.